Bam! That's some thoroughbreds from the bait boys. What's going on, y'all? It is TBA, man. We are out here on a special today, man. Special because bam!
There you go. It's that time, folks. Let's get it.
Out here at a different spot. It's a very well-known spot, but if you look down the road, there ain't nobody out here. Normally this road is filled up with cars going all the way down. There ain't nobody here. I gotta give a shout out to Amped Up Fishing, man. Not only the shirt, but the face shield as well. Dedicating this episode to them because this video is my 100th video on YouTube. So I figured I'm gonna dedicate this episode to them, man, because I remember Tommy. I remember when he was starting everything out. He had just a YouTube channel called Amped Up Fishing. Now, man, they got merchandise, they do tournaments. It's really cool to see how quickly they've grown. So this episode is dedicated to them. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? It's TBA. All right, man, so we went out to Blackwater today and all the wind has seriously pushed all the water out to the bay. There are spots that are completely dried up with no water, even some of the muddy spots. So we had a ton of minnows, we had a tom. So we said, you know what, I'm gonna take Jeff to one of my west side spots, and so we're here. The water's shallow here, but I did have a reaction on my frog and had another boil that just popped up over there, so there is some action right here. I've never fished minnows with minnows over here before, so I'm gonna get ready to put a minnow on and throw it out there right by that brush and see if we can get a snakehead to bite. All right? Oh, snap! Huh. All right, I'll take it back. The water is deep enough. I was reeling in this brush right here. Something snapped at this, man. Woo, got my adrenaline rushing, bruh. All right, y'all. Jeff has officially gotten the fever with lures. He just, I didn't see it, but I heard it. He was working his lure and something snapped at his frog. And I'm telling you, it's that adrenaline rush. Again, if y'all never fished with lures, I'm telling you, all are missing some excitement. So you got goosebumps now, don't you? Yeah. Yes. And again, ladies and gentlemen, for y'all who get on Facebook and ask me where, stop asking me that question, man, because I'm not going to tell y'all. If you know the spot, cool. If you don't, be a little more courteous, man. You already know I'm not going to tell you. As a matter of fact, this spot right here, I don't even mention the name out loud because I don't need this spot blowing up. Blackwater is a permanent flea market now because everybody's everywhere, except for the day because all the wind and pushed all the water out. But you know, that's why this spot right here, I'll never mention the name out loud to people I don't know or don't trust, and I'll never put the name of it in any of my videos. And the other people who know this spot are the same way too. Now another thing too, y'all, with snakeheads, I've noticed their eyesight's not the best, so sometimes they'll miss the lure, they'll miss the minnow, whatever. That's why you can never work a lure too slow in this game. Sometimes you gotta slow it down a little bit. Jeff is finessing that frog, and you saw he got a reaction out of it. That's like I said, this is the first time I've ever bought live bait back here. I only fish lures back here, but we figure why not? Let's give it a shot. Using bait casters and casting, all that good stuff. Snakehead is a whole different game from catfish because you're actually active working the lure. All right. I like using bait casters when I'm using lures because you get there's far less effort casting. You get a lot more casts with a lot less effort. All right, and what I have right here is the Okuma Stratus 6. All right, and when I go snakehead fishing, especially when I have a lot of heavy cover and brush, I use 50-pound line braid. All right, 50-pound braids because often you're messing with a lot of underwater brush out there, and what happens a lot of times this stuff get caught up. I ain't gonna mention any names, but I know someone that came out here with mono line one day, and man, I've never heard someone cuss so much in their lives. And I like this thick stuff because even if you break the snag loose when you cast into the brush, either it's going to saw right through it, or the 50-pound tester is going to pull all that stuff out, and you're going to get your stuff back. Just pick it off. All right, top water action. What I like to do with the frog, I like to cast into the brush like so, just like that. And what I like to do, I like to work it out of the brush, scared that birdie away. I like to get it right on the water right there, because snakehead fishing, the majority, probably 90% of my snakeheads landed were right at the edge of brush right there. And I like to finesse it onto the water, because I've had times where I've cast it out, as soon as that lure hits the water, it spooks the snakehead and it takes off and runs. And so I ain't trying to spook them if they're there, but I like to finesse it there, and that's why I like to work it nice and slow. Just a few little twitches of your bait cast, of your rod. And again, from what I've seen firsthand, snakeheads do not have the best vision. So if you work this lure too fast and they go after it, they might miss. So I like to work it nice and slow. And when I'm twitching it like this, I like to call it walking the dog. Bam. And some of y'all might be like me, you might not have a kayak. But if you have a spot where you could cast, these techniques will work nicely when you're on shore. And again, the thing you want to look for is brush growing out of the water, lily pads, low-lying marshy water, because if you don't have snakeheads there, I guarantee you'll have some nice sized beautiful bass there. All right, and you see the action on the frog. When you walk the dog, it kind of zigzags. Another thing you want to do too, you want to get a nice little pause. Sometimes when you pause, that's when snakeheads attack. That's when they strike. They love striking prey that looks vulnerable in the water. Now, let me teach you about setting up the frog. You're using these frogs such as lunker hunt, scum frogs or whatever. Scum frogs normally have the paddle tail action, so you could just reel it in nice, slow, and steady. And the frog often will leave like a trail. It kind of makes sounds, paddles the water. With these frogs, and the same one that Jeff has, I believe I've had this frog for so long, I believe this is a lunker hunt frog. A lunker hunt frog. All right. What I like to do, I like to bend the hooks out just a little bit, because the hooks actually go along the curve of the frog towards the back of it. So I like to take some pliers and very gently bend the hooks out. And I like cutting the skirts / tassels down, because I've had many times where snakeheads will grab the tassels and I reel it in, and because it doesn't have the hook, I'll miss the snakehead. And when I reel my frog in, a lot of times one set of tassels will be a lot shorter than the other ones. All right, and that was just a trick that Brent taught me when I caught my first snakehead with him.